Where was I? Oh, yeah. Big days out. So there's me and our Joey, full of the joys of spring, or summer, or Christmas, or whichever half-term it might be. But then, within an hour or so, as reality set in, we'd become less enamoured with what constituted Mum's idea of a holiday in a day. One day, in the summer holidays, we went to watch the planes take off at Liverpool Airport. One day, in the Easter half-term, we got a train to Southport to go and see some red squirrels in a forest, only instead we found a trampy bloke playing with himself and ended up catching the first train back. When our Joey asked Mum what he was doing, she kept saying he was very itchy. Another day, Mum took us up the local cat's home to stare at a bunch of moggies lying behind perspex. At the end of the visit, me and our Joey wanted to take one home, but Mum claimed that Dad was allergic. So, as you can imagine, my hopes weren't high for this particular day out, particularly as we were sitting in deck chairs outside a factory 3 bus stops away from home. However, the next thing she said made my heart literally skip a beat. This, kids, is where they film Acacia Avenue. What? That was me and our Joey speaking in unison. We looked at each other, then peered back at the gates. It was now I realised that written on the purple flags on either side of the gates were the words, Crystal TV. I had seen those words before. They came up on the telly at the end of every episode of our favourite soap opera. Every Monday and Wednesday, Acacia Avenue was religious viewing in our house. Me, our Joey, Mum and Dad would sit watching it through a fog of smoke, courtesy of the free cigarettes Mum got from work. Mum and Dad sucking away like they were getting the elixir of youth from every little drag. Me and our Joey hacking up our guts and wafting the smoke away dramatically. We were completely gripped when Nona Newman from the corner shop began her illicit affair with Harry from the factory behind her street sweeper hubby Tex's back. And there was that heart-stopping moment when Tex saw Nona's handbag on the back seat of Harry's Ford Capri. But when he referred to it as my Nona's handbag, our Joey hit the roof. It's not a handbag, it's a clutch bag, he screamed, knocking some whatsits onto the carpet and getting an arched eyebrow glare from me Dad. It really wasn't becoming from an 8-year-old boy in Liverpool to know the difference between a handbag and a clutch bag. Our Joey caught the glare, looked wounded and muttered to himself, any idiot can see that. Mum seemed to consider this, then nodded her head in agreement. Not knowing what to say, Dad just pointed to the whatsits on the floor and our Joey curtly picked them up. Our Joey and me used to play Acacia Avenue in the bedroom of our dormer bungalow. My dressing table became the counter of the Sleepy Trout pub and I was sneering barmaid Sorrel, while our Joey was her ditzy sidekick Cheryl. Together, we'd serve imaginary pints of bitter to a selection of Barbies, tiny tears and teddy bears. Sometimes our back garden became the avenue itself, and we'd reenact one of the catfights that regularly ensued after kicking out time. Mum and Dad had often commented that it was filmed just down the road, but I'd never quite believed them. To me, it was a real world, real life. It just happened to take place inside a box in the corner of our lounge with really little people twice a week. Could we go in and look? Asked Joey, peering at the security guard. No. Oh, go on, Mum. I joined in. No, Jodie. It's against the law. And she clicked out the nib of her 12-colour biro and started having a crack at the word search in her puzzler magazine. I looked at her, and in that instant decided she was the most brilliant, most lovely, most beautiful mum in the whole wide world. For once, I thought it was fab the way she thought she looked a bit like Princess Di, side-flicking her hair accordingly, peeking out from behind her bottle blonde fringe with an air of coyness that didn't quite suit her. I thought, possibly for the first time, that it was great that she still took care of herself and her figure and that, at the grand old age of 32, she still got wolf whistles whenever she passed a building site. Best legs in Liverpool, my Dad always said. I looked at them now, resplendent in their Morello cherry woolen tights. I'd always been slightly mortified by her propensity to show them off all the time by wearing skirts that were far too short for her. But today, I decided she had every right. Those legs were just so leggy. Both of them. So why not wear mini skirts at the really old age of 32 and make a show of yourself and your family? She was my mum.